Bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia, Sam Peckinpah's cinematic act of self-exorcism. This is the director at his most unfiltered, aggressive and nihilistic, a sweat-soaked descent into the Mexican underworld that horrified critics and emptied theatres on release. Gone are any lingering traces of the heroic gunfighter myth. In its place is something far more rancid and far more honest. If you're looking for a sanitised revenge thriller, this is a cold-blooded, fly-blown odyssey about a man dragging a rotting head across a landscape of total moral decay and discovering there's nothing left at the end worth saving. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia has seen no shortage of home video releases over the years, from Kino Lorber, Arrow and Twilight Time to this new 4K UHD presentation from Shout Factory. Sourced from a very solid master, the 4K leans slightly over-contrasted with colours pushed hot enough to reflect a relentless Mexican sun. Detail is sharp, grain is intact, and the image comfortably surpasses the battered 35mm prints that have long circulated on the repertory circuit. It may not be a revelatory restoration, but it's the strongest and most stable presentation the film has had to date, and easily the best way to experience Peckinpah's scorched vision at home. The film follows Bennie, a washed-up piano player portrayed by Warren Oates in a performance of weary, tragic desperation. Bennie is a man who has traded his dignity for a chance at a $10,000 payday, retrieving the severed head of the man who impregnated a powerful Mexican crime lord's daughter. What unfolds is less a chase movie than a road trip through purgatory. The heat is suffocating, the flies are permanent, and every encounter feels like another small humiliation. Peckinpah avoids any sense of fun or momentum, instead charting the psychological erosion of a man who slowly realises he is the punchline to a very dark joke. Oates anchors the film with a performance that feels more like collapse rather than acting. He wears his sunglasses like armour against a world that has already seen too much of him. The violence arrives suddenly and without ceremony, not as spectacle, but as inevitability. This is Peckinpah at the end of the line, cynical, exhausted, and utterly uncompromising. What complicates that nihilism is Isela Vega, who plays Bennie's prostitute lover Elita. Often dismissed or reduced to a label, Elita represents the film's only fragile pulse of warmth. Their relationship is rough, transactional, and deeply imperfect. Yet Peckinpah treats it with surprising tenderness. For brief moments, the film allows intimacy to exist without irony. This is the purest expression of Peckinpah's worldview, a universe where everyone is compromised, redemption is an illusion, and the only thing left is absolute commitment to a dead man's mission. Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia is Sam Peckinpah at his most nihilistic, and paradoxically, at his most romantic. Its brief flashes of tenderness only deepen the sense of loss, making the film's cruelty feel personal rather than performative. Shout Factory's 4K UHD offers the strongest presentation the film has yet received, and while this is a movie that actively tries to leave a sour taste, it remains a brutal, unforgettable piece of 70s counterculture cinema. That's all from us at The Last Disc on Earth, and remember, come the apocalypse, physical media will prevail.